Well, hello there, pirates. I hope you guys are doing very well. Today we're going to work on 3.3 properties of logarithms. Learning target. Students will learn how to use the properties of logarithms, expand a logarithmic expression, condense a logarithmic expression, use change of base formula. Pencils down. Do not write this down. So things that I want you to think about already. What would happen to the exponents if we were to multiply? Think about that scenario. What would happen to the exponents if we were to divide? What would happen to the exponents if we were raising it to a power? Think about that stuff that we've done in the past. Properties of logarithms. Let b, u, and v be positive. Make sure those are positive, and b cannot be 1. All right, so our first property will be product property. We have log base b of u times v. So here we're multiplying, right? So now we're going to go ahead and expand it. What is that going to look like? For us, it'll be log base b of u plus log base b of v. So things that you need to make note of. That base needs to move over when you expand it. Whenever you have multiplication, you have to have an addition in between. Okay, that's for product property. That's when we're expanding. Quotient property. We have log base b of u divided by v, okay? When we expand it, it'll look like this. Log base b of u minus log base b of v. All right, things that you need to make note of. Again, notice that we're keeping the same base. It has to come along for the ride. The numerator will always be written out first, followed by the subtraction sign, and then the denominator. Be careful with the order right there. And then our other property would be power property. So now we have log base b of u to the n power. When we expand it, now the n, this exponent, will come forward. So now the n, that exponent, is being multiplied by the logarithm. Okay, and once again, you want to make note that the base is still the same. Those are our 3 properties for logarithms. Okay, now they want us to expand, and I showed you the step. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we started off with log base 2 of x cubed divided by 7y. So things that you want to think about before we start, even though I started it for you, would be up here, I should be thinking of power. And again, make sure that you refer back to the previous slide. Make sure you have that stuff copied down. Okay. I see a division bar, so I know that I'm also going to apply quotient. I'm looking at the denominator, and I see multiplication there. So I know that I'm also going to be applying product. So that you have a various amount of steps to do here. As soon as you start seeing it, you're able to kind of skip steps, okay? So the first thing I did was deal with the quotient, okay? So like I told you guys before, the order matters. You have to have the numerator written out first, like I have here. Make sure that the logarithm contains the same base, just like before. And then I brought down the denominator, okay? Like I said before, I noticed that here there is multiplication, which is product. So if I refer back to the previous slide, I should have an addition sign. So this is what it would look like. So now we have log base 2 of x cubed minus the quantity of log base 2 of 7 plus log base 2 of y. Okay, so we dealt with the product. We dealt with the quotient. That's why I see the minus sign. But I haven't dealt with the power. So this exponent of 3 would need to be moved as well. So our final answer should be 3 times log base 2 of x minus log base 2 of 7 minus log base 2 of y. All right, how do we get this minus in here? Boom, multiply it in. That's where we got it, okay? All righto. And if you're able to simplify it more, that's only if you have the numbers, then do that, please. All right. Use the logarithmic properties to expand the following. So for this one, we have log base 10 of 5 times x cubed times y. All right, couple things that I'm noticing already. I see multiplication or product. So I'm going to circle that and make a note, product. I see an exponent of 3, so I'm going to say power. So it looks like I should see addition signs, and maybe I should see the exponent moved. So let's go ahead and expand it. So I'm dealing with product first. So that's why we have log of 5 plus log of x cubed plus log of y. I am not done. Where did the 10 go? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Okay, here it is. Just in case you forgot, you don't need to write the base of 10. Okay, but if it makes you happy, go ahead and do that, okay? But if it's any other base number, you must write it down. All right. If you leave the problem like this, it'll be wrong. It would be incomplete. Final answer should look like this. Log base 5 plus 3 log x plus log y. Okay? Remember, all these logs have a base of 10. I'm going to put a cutesy little 10 right in there. Boop, boop. Again, you don't have to show it, but if you want to, that is fine. Let's try another one. Use logarithmic properties to expand the following. Letter B. Now we have ln, natural log, remember? Natural log of the square root of 3x minus 5 divided by e. I'm going to go ahead and make the square root into a exponent. All right. Now we have natural log of 3x minus 5 to the 1/2. Where did I get that from? So as a reminder, square root, remember you have a root of 2 there, and you would have an exponent of 1 there. That's where it's coming from. Divided by e, okay? So again, I should notice now an exponent or power, right? I should also notice division. So I need to make sure that I see some kind of subtraction in here, along with the power property. Okay. So I expanded it a little bit more. So instead of the division, now we have the minus when we expand. Okay, now I got to deal with this guy right in here. So what do we know? We know that this exponent needs to be moved forward. So your answer should be 1/2 times natural log of 3x minus 5 minus 1. Where do we get this minus 1 from? If you were to put this in the calculator, you would end up with that. All right. And we are done for this one.